that's toys. So when they pick up something that's not a toy,
Yes.
all right, what do we do? Generally, what do we do? What do you do? When it has to,
When she steals.
what have you done? Yeah, when she's got a shoe.
I take it from her. I
Okay.
ask her to drop it, and sometimes she'll drop it, or I'll ask her to off from the coffee table. She'll put her paws up,
Yep.
off, and she gets off. And then I take whatever it is, but then as soon as I do that, she gets back on and looks for something else.
Okay, so what's in it for the dog in that scenario?
I don't know.
Attention,
Okay.
activity,
Yeah.
a small amount of power.
A game.
I got it first and you're taking it from me. That makes her feel good. It makes her feel good. It makes her feel good. So it doesn't matter what we're thinking. It doesn't work for the dog. Yeah. And you know this because if it repeats right after you do it, it was useless. This is the training mistake, okay? If you say off, or you say leave it, or you say no, or you say drop it, you're on the wrong side of the problem because the dog is in the power position and you're coming in after. It's useless. I would like a drop it and leave it, but honestly, have you ever seen me use these cues? Have you ever seen me need one? You know why? Because deeper down, the dog should know this. Don't touch the table. Don't put shoes in your mouth. If the dog knew the actual lesson, not the lesson that you think you're teaching, but the actual lesson of what the house rules are, you wouldn't need to follow up and correct it because it wouldn't exist. Make sense?
Sounds like you have to be consistent with those rules, though.
First thing,
Yeah.
to know what the heck they are.
What are they?
Exactly.
And then train everybody else
Yeah,
too, because it
exactly.
sounds like everybody needs to know these rules, because it might not be very consistent. Or
Well,
enforce consistent.
think about how we run everything. I mean, I'm completely guilty of this. My business has I don't know what the procedures are. They come to me when I get them, right? In my house, I don't have procedures in my home. I am a guilty human. I do these things. Dogs, I know better because I've seen what they do. Dogs, I'm pretty consistent about. But if we all lived with the rules that dogs need, we would be happier too. We all would. It's just super, super hard to do it. All right, so if we make rules, these are the rules that I encourage people to take. I don't want feet, teeth, or butts of the dog on my body. Very, very simple rule, right? Can you think of any situation that you would want its teeth on you? Or its butt? Right? Maybe if you have a small dog, we might want that, and I might make compromises with that, but I still don't want them to put it on me without me okaying that. I don't like it when I sit down on a couch in an owner's home and the Shih Tzu climbs right on and sits down like I'm a pizza burn. I don't like that. It's not a good message. And the feet hurt. In all circumstances, when they scratch you, it hurts. Okay, those are weapons. The butt, the teeth, and the feet are all weapons. Don't put your weapons on me. And if you think about them like that, it encourages you to set that boundary, right? So if you have boundaries around yourself, your dog will listen to you better, will approach with caution and respect, and won't touch you without you wanting to. How many problems does that fix? Almost everything that people complain about. It doesn't scratch your legs for toys. It doesn't jump on you for attention. It doesn't mouth you. It doesn't do anything to you, right?
How do you set that first boundary? Like I have one that she likes to walk along the counters, and I'm constantly like off, and she's still up there walking along. How do you set that first boundary so that it stops?
Okay. So some of this will get lost in translation because there isn't a dog. You want to be the dog?
Good
Yeah.
dog.
All right, you be the dog. Okay. So I want you to imagine that there's a circle of space around my body. You always start with you and then we do the counters later. You start with you. And I have something that the dog wants. Okay? Try and get
We're
it.
doing the hula hoop.
Yep. Here you go.
But don't they think that's playing then?
Not when you do it correctly.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm
It's
standing
difficult
upright.
to do with a person.
Okay.
Yeah, you're trying to visualize it.
I'm trying.
Yeah, like that's why some of it gets lost in translation without the lesson with the dog. But essentially, when you come into my space, I show you where the line is of my space with my feet. Okay? Play should look like this. And again, you teach your dog what a human being looks like with the toys. Come on, let's go, let's go. I'm smiling, I'm low, I'm bendy and wiggly, and I'm having fun. What does this look like?
Get away.
I'm telling you to get the hell away from me. To get away, I'm charging at you like a dog, right? And then as soon as he backs up, I back up, because I'm not in a fight with you, I'm just setting a boundary. And when he lowers his body, I give him what he wants. So you teach him a line of communication. This is, how do you get what you want in this house? Come over and ask me and I'll get it for you. So now the counters, you go in, you put food all over the counter, and when he tries to get it, you block him. You open up the space. Do you have any questions? You block him again. You open up the space, and when he finally sits, you go, that's all you gotta do if you want something from the counter. I'm standing right here, ask me.
Okay.
And that doesn't make sense to people because they're like, well, I don't wanna teach him to feed off the counters.
Right.
Doesn't it teaches him to sit and ask you if he could have something from the counter? It's different, all right? Then you do that enough, you have a percentage of dogs that have already gotten away with it so often that they go, well, that's fine when you're here, but when you're not here, I'm just gonna help myself because I'm good at this. Unfortunately, there comes punishment. You gotta set the dog up. This is only for the dogs that are lost, that if you do this as a puppy, you never have to punish ever. I never ever punished my own dogs in my life. I trained them, okay? When you get past a point and you've messed up, the dog is winning. There isn't a choice to fix the problem but to punish it, okay? It's sad truth, but it's true. So you would set the dog up, and here comes your jug, okay? So the dog is at the counter stealing food, and I'm like this. This is after I've done all the yes messages. I'm weeks of training, I'm serious, before I would ever do this. Dog jumps up, whack! He goes, ah! And then you do it again, you walk away, and you watch, and this is what the dog does. When done correctly, you come out like a maniac. I only want to do this one. He goes like this, he goes, nah, not gonna do it.
Yeah.
They don't do it anymore.
Are you hitting the dog? or-
Yes, I am, unfortunately, I'm hitting the dog. Because again, if your dog,
have it, it doesn't hurt.
it doesn't hurt them, it scares them.
Yeah.
But fear is a powerful tool because they get imprinted and they avoid fearful situations because it's scary. But again, I only do that when the dog is so good at the game, I don't have any other way to stop him other than blocking my kitchen, which in most houses, you can't block an open plan. I don't have any other choice. And the reason I would do it is because it's unsafe for the dog to be eating whatever it wants, whenever it wants, because it could hurt itself. So I always say that to people too. I don't get off on hurting the dog. I don't want to hurt the dog. I use it extremely rarely. But I will do it so that we don't have a $3,000 stomach surgery or that he doesn't poison himself. I will do it. You bet your life. Same way that I would smack Joe if he kept running out in the street. Right? Yeah. Pause.